Guys, do you know that alphabet T is the reason for the economic crisis of the Sri Lanka? Yes, the first T, which is reason for the economic crisis of the Sri Lanka, is tax. The second one is the tourism. The third one is the textile. These three T's are the reason for the economic crisis of the Sri Lanka. Now I will tell that how the tax and tourism and textile has been impacted Sri Lanka, and only these three has made that Sri Lanka to go to the economic crisis. So we're gonna see each and everything. So let's get started. Welcome to the Dev World. See, first, the government of the Sri Lanka decides to not to collect the enough tax from the people. Because of that itself, government will not get the enough fund. If the government is not having the fund, then they can't run the government also, and they can't take care of the people, and they can't invest in the welfare programs where they can. Invest a lot of money to their companies or to the other public sectors, and where they can develop the country. Instead of doing that, Sri Lanka government decides to not to collect the tax. So this will be the first biggest impact on their economic growth, and because of that the economy will fall also, starts to fall. The second one is the tourism. For the Sri Lanka, I will tell you that where Sri Lanka has been located. By seeing that, by knowing that, you can make an calculation that why tourism or tourist is very much important for the Sri Lanka. Okay, Sri Lanka is located in the middle of the ocean, and it is located in the southern part of the India, where it is almost nearby 100 to 150 kilometer far from the South India. Okay, so because of that itself, it has an beautiful sceneries, and it's located near the ocean. Lot of Because of that itself, a lot of tourists get attracted, and a lot of them like to visit the Sri Lanka. Okay, the main countries who visit the Sri Lanka most is the Russia and Ukraine. I think if by listening to this name itself, you will have been got an idea that, as you all know, that it has been more than 1 year that not 1 year, near to 1 year that Russia and Ukraine are having the war each other. Because of that itself, both the countries don't have the time to have the tourism, and because of that itself, they're being the war, they're being busy in the war. Because of that, they're not able to visit the Sri Lanka. Because of that, the tourism in Sri Lanka has been completely stopped. It is been told that 30% of the GDP of Sri Lanka runs from the tourism itself. Because of this, Russia and Ukraine has been not visiting the Sri Lanka. Their tourism has stopped, and if the 30% of the Sri Lanka population is not getting the job because of the many other countries are not visiting the Sri Lanka. And one more biggest impact is from 2019 that Sri Lanka has been not only Sri Lanka, most of these countries has been gone through the COVID-19, that the pandemic. It is more than almost 1 year. So if the because of the COVID-19 pandemic itself, none of the people has been visited the any of the country as a tourist spot. Okay, so that was one of the biggest impact. Because of all these things, the Sri Lanka has been gone through the economic crisis. And thirdly, the textile is one of the biggest manufacturing, or the biggest market for the Sri Lanka, where they earn a lot of money, and where the lot of people get the job over there. Because of the COVID-19 and because of the lot of things, they're not able to they don't have the foreign reserve. That means they don't have the proper US dollar. Because of that itself, they're not able to buy the raw material for the textile. Because of that, they're not able to manufacture. So because of that, uh, they're not able to produce a lot of clothes, merchandise. That has been the biggest hit for them, and that is also the one of the biggest reason for the economic crisis of the Sri Lanka. It's like almost interrelated, guys, interconnected also. If one falls, another thing also is falling. Okay, so these are the main reason for the economic crisis of the Sri Lanka, and that is why I'm telling that uh alphabet T is the reason for the economic crisis of the Sri Lanka. So now let's get more deeper. See, economic crisis will not happen only for because of this reason. There is a lot of things also. Uh, See, as Sri Lanka was morely dependent on the China. By taking the advice from the China that the Rajapaksa family is ruling the Sri Lanka. Almost each and every person from their family is been in the government. They've been in the, they've been the prime minister. They've been the president, and they've been the health minister and everything. So each and everything has been followed by the family itself. So because of that also, whatever they tell, that will be made or that will be implemented by the government. Okay, China advises them to build the build the port where there not even there is no, not even a profit can be made. The Rajapaksa family build and port uh, in the place where there is no airport, there is no proper place to export. They almost uses $3 to $4 billion in they invest in that port. And because of no use of that, that port becomes an bad asset or the bad investing for them. Because of that, they're not getting the revenue from that. And China was also asking the interest for the amount which they have been paid to the Sri Lanka. Okay, because of this also, Sri Lanka has been in the economic crisis. And as they don't have the US reserve, US dollars, because of that, then they're not able to import anything. See, if you see in any of the, if you want to buy anything to from the other country, you should have the US dollar, because US dollar is been the medium, is been in the center. It's like an exchange. You buy the US dollar to the other country and you take the whichever the things you require, whichever the things you want, you can import it. Okay, this been then untold rule. Okay, but if Sri Lanka don't have the then when it is being told that they did not even add the $100 million also, because of that they're not able to import anything. They're not able to import the charcoal mainly, and they're not able to import the petrol and diesel. Okay, because of not having the charcoal, they're not able to they're not able to create the current. If the current is not there, their big industries factory will not work, will not run without any current. If the factory is not running, the employees becomes unemployed. And if they're unemployed, they will not have the salary. If they don't have the salary, they don't have the money to buy the food for their family, they from for themselves and for their children's. Because of this also, that impacts the country as well as the family. See, if the uh, people if the people the family in the country is high, don't have the money, then obviously the country is also going to be in the economic crisis. So same thing happened. And because of, as I told earlier, there were no petrol and there were no diesel. Because of that, a lot of vehicles were not being used, and they were not having the petrol to pour in the tank of the vehicle. Also, they're not able to transport. Because of no transportation, the vegetables and the fruits price were increasing to the sky. And usually, if you don't have the money and if the price has been increasing, inflation comes into the play, where each and everything goes in the vain. And Sri Lanka is being the depth is being the debt trap, and they undergo the economic crisis. And it is also been told, because of the power cut, even though doctor were there, because of no current, people were not able to get the surgery. When they're not able to treat from the hospital, big hospital, even the big politicians or the big businessmen also not able to take the treatment from the Colombo city. Colombo is the capital city of the Sri Lanka. So they're not able to take any treatment because of no current. So these are the things which has been going, which are interconnected also. So for example, if I need to explain problem is, for example, let us consider in your country, if egg price of one egg is like 5 rupees or $5 like that. But in the same thing, in the same price in Sri Lanka, it was like $300 or 300 rupees. Okay, so that it was that much price increase. And because of that, people were not able to buy anything, they were not able to afford for this. So usually people don't have the food, means they will blame government itself, and government is the reason for that. The Rajapaksa family, the Mahinda Rajapaksa family is the reason for that. So because of that itself, the people starts to protest from the April. And that protest increases day by day as their hungriness, or their the money they don't have. The people starts to protest more fearlessly. And this times they came out of the home, and they start to rally in front of the government officials. And a lot of things happened. And even though after some time, they burned the prime minister house, that is the Mahinda Rajapaksa house. Literally, finally, that Mahinda Rajapaksa has to get out of that house, and he need to run away from the people, and he goes and hides somewhere. Okay, so this was happening middle. And in middle only, the government has been changed, like Ranil Wickramasinghe, who comes into the play. uh, will become the prime minister of the Sri Lanka later on. And in the same year, in 2022 itself, later on, Dinesh Gunawardene becomes the prime minister of the Sri Lanka. Almost three people has been changed. Sorry, not four, four, three people has been changed. Three people has been changed. As we become the prime minister of the Sri Lanka. So these are the things which has been happening in the Sri Lanka. Right now they have been recovering. We can see in the cricket match also that Australia has been told Sri Lanka to fund them, and a lot of fund has been raised, and lot of countries were helping them also. Mostly India has helped Sri Lankan more than any other country. Not even the China was still not helping guys, but India was helping them, like almost $4 to $5 billion amount they have been given. Not they not Yes, of course they're not given in the form of the money, but they are given in the form of the medicines, they are given in the form of the food, in the form of the petrol also they are given. So India has been at them huge in Sri Lanka. So as of course India is going to help, because India is also want the Sri Lanka. India sees that Sri Lanka is the strategical partner for them, because India don't want to give Sri Lanka to the Pakistan, or India don't want Sri Lanka to depend on China. So that is the reason that India is also helping them. It's like an as I told that if one country is falling, each and every country will make use of that. But I'm not telling that has been make use of that. India has been helping them in a positive way and being transparent. So yes, of course, I'm being from India, I'm really proud of my country. Yeah, this is what going on in the Sri Lanka right now. They've been recovered well, they're being in a good state, but also Sri Lanka is being in a bad situation. It has been told that almost 10 years back they have been gone, and they've been in a serious situation. And one more thing I like to say, that the karma is back for the Rajapaksa family, because if you guys, I don't know how many of them knows that Sri Lanka and China, South India, that is Chennai, I mean Tamil Nadu, is having a link, because the language which is spoken in Sri Lanka and Chennai is little bit similar. Yes, of course, a lot of, almost majority of the people is from the Sri Lanka itself, Simhalese itself. If I'm not so, if I'm wrong about this language name, I'm sorry for that. But Tamil also has been used in the Sri Lanka over there, and a lot of Tamilian people were lived there, because Raja Chola, Aditya Karikala, uh, they have been ruled the Sri Lanka over the time. So because of that also we can see that India's origin, that is the South India, Tamil Nadu origin, is been in the Sri Lanka also. During that time, Rajapaksa family, they just to come into the power, they tell to the most of the majority people in the Sri Lanka, that the symbol is that we're gonna throw out the Tamilian people, and we give the more space for the Simhalese itself. Because of that, Rajapaksa family has been killed thousands and millions of people, Tamilians people. Now the time has been came for them to pay back, and now literally the people in the Sri Lanka itself beating, they have been fired, they have been kept the fire for the Rajapaksa family. So definitely the karma is back for them, and what they have been paid to the other people, that is been paid back by them, by their own people itself. So yeah, all these things has been going on. These things, all these things has been goes on. So these are the reason for the economic crisis of the Sri Lanka. If you like this video, please share with your friends. And this, all these things is very much important, because of this we can learn that how to safeguard our country from the economic crisis. And you can take it as a lesson for your country, and you can grow further, and stay healthy, stay safe. If you like this video, please share with your friends, and hit on the like button, and subscribe to the my channel, and hit on the bell icon, so that you will get the notification whenever I update a new video, and you can watch it without any delay. And comment about this video. Please give your feedback. If there is anything to say, you can say that. If I'm wrong, you can comment of that also. And what do you think then, that will Ukraine also be in the Sri Lanka place, will they face the economic crisis? And do you think that Sri Lanka can fight back, and they can become like the Singapore? So comment about this in the below video, I mean in this video below. And see you in the next good interesting video. Until then, signing off from the Tap World. Bye.